Welcome to What Are the Chances? Understanding the Likelihood of Simple Events. Welcome to Math Inc., the podcast where we take the stuff that sounds complicated and make it actually make sense. I'm Jude, and today we're talking about something you use every single day without even realizing it: probability, specifically the likelihood of simple events.
And I'm Praise. Okay, Jude, I'll be honest, when I hear the word probability, my brain kind of freezes. Like I know it has something to do with chance, but that's about it.
That's actually the perfect place to start. So here's the big idea. Probability is just a way of measuring how likely something is to happen. And we express that as a number between 0 and 1.
Wait, just between 0 and 1? Not like 100 or 1,000,000?
Just between 0 and 1. Think of it like a scale. 0 means something is impossible, it will never happen. 1 means it's certain, it will always happen. Everything else, it lives somewhere in between.
Oh, so like the probability of me flying to school by flapping my arms is 0, and the probability of the sun rising tomorrow is 1.
Exactly, I love that. And most real-life events sit somewhere in the middle, closer to 0 if they're unlikely, closer to 1 if they're very likely.
Okay, so how do we actually calculate it? Like, how do we get the number?
Great question. So for a simple event, and simple just means one single outcome we're looking at, the formula is straightforward. You take the number of favorable outcomes and you divide it by the total number of possible outcomes.
Favorable outcomes, meaning the thing we want to happen.
Exactly right. Let's use the classic example, a six-sided die. You roll it. What's the probability of landing on a 4?
Okay, so there's only one 4 on the die, and there are 6 total sides, so it's 1 out of 6?
1 out of 6, written as a fraction, 1 over 6. You can also write it as a decimal, about 0.17, or as a percentage, roughly 17%. Same value, different forms.
Oh, that's actually really clean. So the fraction, the decimal, the percent, they're all just saying the same thing in different outfits.
Ha, different outfits, yes. And this connects directly to Standard 6 DPSR 2.1, which is all about determining the likelihood of simple events and expressing that probability in multiple ways.
Right. So let me try another one. What if I flip a coin? What's the probability it lands on heads?
Walk me through it. Quick break. We'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by fractions, the original way to express probability since forever. To measure the probability of a simple event occurring, use a fraction. The numerator of the fraction represents the number of favorable outcomes, and the denominator represents the total number of outcomes in the sample space. All right, back to learning.
Okay, there's one head and 2 sides in total, heads or tails. So it's 1 over 2, which is 0.5, which is 50%. Look at me go!
There it is. And notice 1 over 2 is exactly halfway between 0 and 1, which makes sense, right? A coin flip has 2 equally likely outcomes, head or tail.
That's so satisfying, but wait, what if the outcomes aren't all equally likely? Like, what if the die was weighted or something weird?
Sharp thinking. This formula works when all outcomes are equally likely, which is what we assume for simple events like fair coins, fair dice, or pulling a card from a shuffled deck.
Got it. So simple and fair kind of go together here.
Exactly. Now here's something I want you to think about. Imagine a bag with 10 marbles. 3 are red, 5 are blue, and 2 are green. What's the probability of pulling out a blue marble without looking?
Okay, so 5 blue marbles, 10 total, that's 5 over 10, which simplifies to 1 over 2, 50%. Same as a coin flip, just disguised as a marble problem.
Yes, and that's the key skill, recognizing the structure of the problem. Count what you want, count everything possible, divide. Every time.
I feel like probability has been staring me in the face my whole life, and I just didn't have the words for it. Like weather forecasts say 70% chance of rain. That's just probability.
100%. Sports stats, game odds, even doctors talking about treatment success rates. It all comes back to this one core idea.
Okay, so let's lock in the big takeaways. Probability measures how likely an event is. It's always between 0 and impossible and 1 and certain.
And to find it, favorable outcomes divided by total possible outcomes. Express it as a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. All three are valid.
And this works for simple events where every outcome has an equal chance. Fair coins, fair dice, bags of marbles, you name it.
Nailed it. Probability is one of those topics where once it clicks, it really clicks and you start seeing it everywhere.
Honestly, I walked in here thinking probability was complicated. I'm walking out feeling like I could explain it to anyone. That's the goal, right?
That's exactly the goal. Thanks for learning with us today, everyone. You may subscribe to our channel to get more podcasts on your math lessons.
Subscribe to Math Inc. Che to increase your likelihood of listening to the podcasts.
This educational podcast was created with Magic School AI.